Good afternoon, grade 9. Welcome to our lesson for this day. So our lesson is about solution to quadratic equation by factoring. So some quadratic equations can be solved by factoring and using the zero product property of real numbers. So ano ba yung zero product property? So ito, AB is equal to 0 if and only if A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. Example, we have if x times x minus 2 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. So, paano nangyari yon? So, itong first term na x, equate natin siya sa 0. That's why it's x equals 0. Then, yung second term, we have x minus 2, equate again sa 0. So, we have x minus 2 equals 0. And next, we have if 4y minus 1 times 7y plus 3 is equal to 0, ganun din ang gagawin natin. Equate natin siya sa 0. So, 4y minus 1 equals 0. Then, 7y plus 3 equals 0. That's why ito yung mga in-equate natin sa 0. Next, we have, in other words, if one side of quadratic equation is in factored form and the other side is 0, the equation can be solved by equating each factor to 0. So, the following special types of factoring will be of great help in solving quadratic equations by factoring, like factoring a common monomial, AB plus AC is equal to A times B plus C. So, kapag may magkapareho sa dalawang term, ilalabas natin siya. Then, yung natira, siya yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. Difference of two squares, we have a squared minus b squared. So, kapag difference of two squares, so, ihihiwalay natin sila. So, ito, kapag sinolve natin yan, yung a minus b times a plus b, gamit din ang FOIL method. So, first, yung first term, we have a times a will give you a squared. Ayan, kaya a squared. Then, yung outer term, yung a and b. So, a times b will give you a b. Then, yung mga inner term, we have negative b times a. So, we have negative ba or negative ab. So, since positive ab minus negative ab, 0 na yan. So, hindi na natin siya kailangan isulat. Then, we have last term, negative b times positive b. So, since different sign, we have negative. Ayan, kaya negative to. And b times b will give you b squared. Kaya naging ganyan. Next, we have, so erase ko muna to. Ayan, perfect square trinomial. So, we have a squared plus negative or positive or negative 2ab plus b squared. So, ito yung kanyang factor. So, we have the quantity of a and positive or negative b squared. Next, we have other trinomials, a squared plus the quantity of x plus y times a plus xy. So, tandaan nyo na yung factor or yung factor niya is a plus x times a plus y. So, kapag sinolve natin yan, makukuha mo is a times a will give you a squared. Then, yung sa outer, a times y will give you a y. Then, yung sa inner, x times a will give you a x. Ayan. So, since sabi ko sa inyo, kapag may magkamukha, so, copy. Kaya nasa labas siya ng equal sign. Ay, ng parenthesis. Kaya, ayan. Then, yung x plus y will give you xy. Kaya, yung a nasa labas. Ayan. Kasi, ay tsaka ax. Kaya, yung a nasa labas siya ng parenthesis. Then, x plus y. Next is the last term. We have x and y. So, multiply it. X times y will give you xy. That's why, ito yung factored form. Next, suggested steps in solving quadratic equation by factoring. So, first is to write the equation in standard form. That is, make sure that one side of the equation is 0 and the other side is quadratic polynomial. It's either monomial, binomial, trinomial, and so on. Then, second step is to factor the quadratic polynomial. Kagaya ng mga pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, kung paano i-factor yung polynomial. Next is to equate each factor to 0, kagaya ng ginawa natin or pinakita ko dun sa zero product property. Next is to write the solutions to the equation. Next one, we have here the example. Solve by factoring x squared minus 8x plus 12 is equal to 0. So, by factoring, ito yung solution. The given is x squared minus 8x plus 12 equals 0. Then, by factoring, so bakit siya naging x minus 6 and x minus 2? So, first, yung sa x squared muna. Kapag x squared siya, so ihiwalay natin yung x. So, ayan. Kaya yung x nandito sa left side and meron tayong x sa right side. Next one is dito muna sa third term, which is positive 12. So, ano ba yung mga factor ng 12? We have 1 times, so malabo siya. Papalitan ko yung color. Wait. So, ano ba yung mga factor ng 12? We have 1 times 12. Then, we have 3 times 4. Yun yung mga factor ng 12. And we have 2 times 6. Ayan. So, ngayon, para malaman mo kung ano ba yung mga factor niyan, so, itong negative 8x, tingin tayo dito. So, kapag itatry natin siya. So, itong 1 and 12, kapag ba pinag-add natin siya, makukuha is 8? No, kasi ang answer is 13. Kapag ba pinag-subtract natin yan, makukuha natin 8? No, dahil ang sagot ay 11. Next, dito tayo sa 3 and 4. So, kapag ba pinag-add ang 3 and 4, possible ba na makuha natin yung 8? No, kasi 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Then, kapag sinubtract siya, so 4 minus 3 will give you 1. So, hindi siya possible. So, tignan natin tong 2 and 6. So, 2 plus 6, pag pinag-add ba siya, makukuha natin is 8. So, possible. Kaya, ang gagamitin natin ay 2 and 6. So, 2 and 6. Ayan. Kaya, ang ating numbers dito ay 2 and 6. Then, titignan natin kung anong sign ba ang gagamitin. So, since addition and itong negative 8x ay negative, so, sa addition, kung ano ang sign ng dalawang numbers ay yun yung susundin. So, kaya, negative yan and ito. So, yun yung ating factored form. So, x minus 6 and x minus 2. Ngayon, i-check natin kung tama ba yung finactor natin. So, check natin kung tama ba yung finactor natin. So, erase ko muna yung dito. Para solve natin siya using FOIL method. So, first term, we have x and x. So, x times x will give you x squared. Ayan. Then, yung sa outer, we have x and negative 2. Ayan. X times negative 2 will give you negative 2x. Then, yung sa inner, we have negative 6 and x. Negative 6 times x will give you negative 6x. Then, yung sa last term, we have negative 6 and negative 2. Multiply them will give you positive 12. And then, combining like terms, we have here the negative 2x and negative 6x. So, add them, negative 2x plus negative 6x will give you negative 8x. So, we have here now the x squared. Yan. X squared minus 8x plus 12. Ayan. Kung tama yung mga kung tama yung ginawa natin, ibig sabihin, itong x minus 6 and x minus 2 equals 0. Yan yung factor nung x squared minus 8x plus 12 is equal to 0. So, next, erase again. Sorry ha. So, next we have, ayan, using zero product property, yung dalawang term, so equate natin siya sa 0. That's why x minus 6 is equal to 0. Dito natin yan galing, yung first term. Then, second term, x minus 2 is equal to 0. So, transpose natin para makuha natin yung dalawang value, yung dalawang solutions na hinahanap natin. So, transpose negative 6, it makes negative, or x minus 6. So, kapag transpose si negative 6, magiging positive 6. That's why x is equal to 6. Then next, x minus 2 equals 0. So, transpose negative 2, it will be positive 2. So, itong dalawang to, yun yung ating solution set. Next. So, next example, we have to solve by factoring 2x squared minus 50 is equal to 0. So, yan. Yan yung given. Then, bakit natin finactor si 2? So, kailangan kasi maiwan yung x squared. That's why, ilalabas natin si 2. Magiging 2x squared divided by 2 will give you, makakancel yan. Kaya natira is x squared na lang. Then, dito, negative 50 divided by positive 2 will give you negative 25 equals 0. So, next, x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. So, paano nangyari yon? We divide both sides by 2. Ayan. Mapapansin nyo dito, 2, ayan, di-divide natin sila by 2. So, 2 divided by 2 will give you 1, or cancel na siya. Since na-cancel na yan, dito na tayo, x squared minus 25, yan ang natira. Then, 0 divided by 2 will give you 0. Next, we have to factor x squared minus 25 equals 0. So, para ma-factor natin yan, x squared, ihiwalay natin ulit sila from left side and meron tayo sa right side. So, next, yung 25, isa lang naman ang factor niyan. So, we have, or dalawa, 1 times 25 and 5 times 5. So, 5 times 5, ayan. So, isolve natin sila kung tama ba yung factor. So, x times x will give you x squared. Next, outer, we have x and 5. X times 5 will give you positive 5x. Yan. And inner, negative 5 times x will give you negative 5x. Then the last term, we have negative 5 times 5 will give you negative 25. Combining like terms, since meron tayong positive 5x and negative 5x, so cancel. Kaya, ang natira is x squared minus 25. Ayan. Next. So, erase. I will erase this first. So, next, using zero product property, itong first term na x minus 5 equates to 0. That's why x minus 5 is equal to 0. Next one, x plus 5 is equal to 0. Equate them in yan. So, next, to transpose negative 5, it will be positive 5. To transpose positive 5, it will be negative 5. That's why ang solution set natin ay positive 5 and negative 5. Ayan. So, next example we have, find the solution set by factoring 2x squared plus 2x equals 12 minus 3x. So, ang solution, first is, kailangan muna nating tanggalin yung 12 minus 3x dun sa right side. So, ang gagawin natin is to add 3x minus 12 to both sides to make one side equal to 0. So, dito, kapag nag-add tayo ng, dito sa 12 minus x, kapag nag-add tayo ng 3x minus 12, kung mapapansin nyo, combining like terms, 12 minus 12 will give 0. Next, negative 3x plus 3x will give you also 0. That's why, dito sa left side, ang natira na lang ay 0. Next, copy 2x squared plus 2x dito. Then, yung ina-add natin na 3x minus 12, so copy again. Next one, we have to combine like terms. Dito, mapapansin nyo, meron tayong 2x and 3x. So, 2 plus 3 will give you 5, then copy x. Next one is the factor. So, 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. So, dito, since 2x times x is 2x squared, then negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Then, dito, 2x times 4 will give you 8x. So, negative 3x plus 8 is 5x. Bakit? Kasi, unlike sign, kaya subtract. So, 8 minus 3 will give you 5. Then copy x. So, ano yung sign? Kung ano yung sign ng may malaking number. So, mas malaki yung 8, kaya positive yung 5. Kaya ito yung positive 5x. Then, last term, we have negative 3 times 4. It give you negative 12. Ayan. Next, we have zero product property. So, yung first and second term equate natin sa 0. That's why it is 2x minus 3 equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0. So, to solve, yung 2x minus 3 equals 0. So, transpose negative 3 magiging positive 3. Kaya, naging 2x equals yung positive 3. And para makuha natin yung value ni x, i-divide natin siya both side kung ano yung kasama ni x. So, ito siya. Kaya, 2 yung i-divide natin. Then, cancel 2 and 2. Kasi 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then, ang natira is x is equal to 3 halves. Kaya, ito yung sa first solution natin. Then, x plus 4, kapag tinranspose positive 4, magiging negative 4. Kaya, x is equal to negative 4. Ngayon, ang mga solution sets natin ay 3 halves and negative 4. Ayan. Kung naintindihan nyo na, answer the following. Open your book, then in accuracy A and B, basic application on page 11 to 13, answer the following. So, kung hindi nyo pa naintindihan, kagaya ng sinasabi ko, pwede nyo panoorin ulit ito and chat nyo lang ako kung may questions kayo. That's all for this day. Thank you and God bless.